Hi there, it's Becky Williamson, your Fit Over 40 fitness coach here in San Jose, back with another fitness and exercise tip for you. Today's topic is low back pain, and I'm actually going to split this up into two videos so these aren't too long. Did you know, statistically speaking, that over 80% of the population will at one time or another in their life have low back pain? So it's a pretty big issue for a lot of us. A lot of us, it has to do with tight muscles. It can also be weak muscles. It can also be, I'm thinking about my posture right now, sitting improperly, a workstation that isn't set up properly. It can also be to things that are a lot more significant and perhaps problematic, things that might include a disc that has been bulging and is pushing on a nerve. So back pain can come from a lot of different reasons. But if your back pain is coming from weak muscles or muscles that are too tight, I think I can help you out a little bit. One thing to keep in mind, and I tell all my clients this, is when you do have chronic pain that's pretty significant, the best thing to do, and I'll tell my customers this before I can work with you, you need a diagnosis. We want to know why that pain is happening. The result may be pain, but the why may be something that needs to be fixed, that doesn't have to do with muscles or bones. But in any case, once you've had a diagnosis from an MD, your chiropractor, or a physical therapist, there's often a lot you can do just by yourself at home with very little equipment or no equipment to help your back pain. So that's the point of my video today. So I'm going to split this up into two videos so it's not too long. And today I'm going to show you two stretches and two, what I call, they're exercises, but I call them postures that you can use at home to help your low back pain. Here's one thing that I think I found in over 30 years of doing this is that sometimes we think when our back hurts, we need to strengthen it. Maybe. But what I would tell you is that what you might need to do is work on your back endurance. Strength is strength. Endurance is being able to hold a posture for a while, or to get those back muscles to hold your spine in the right position all day long. And that's endurance. So what I'm going to show you, two stretches and then the two exercises. The two exercises will help you with muscular endurance in your low back. Then I'll come back with video 2 and I'll show you how to work your front side to help low back pain. So we're going to work the whole core from front to back and maybe a little on the side as well. So let's start out. We're going to do two stretches. What I find is many people who come to me with low back pain have really tight hamstrings. Hamstrings are the muscles in back of your thigh. Sometimes they have very weak hips, which I'll get to in a second, but let's address the tight back of the thigh muscles. What we do, really simple stretch. There's a lot of ways you can stretch the hamstring. It's actually two muscles that come from your butt bone all the way down behind your calf or behind your knee. What I like is a really simple stretch with the stretch strap. We hook it around our foot, we lie back, straighten our leg, and we pull. We make sure that this leg is straight. We don't want to have a bent knee because then this part of the hamstring isn't getting a stretch. So we gently pull. We don't want a searing pain. We just want a gentle stretch. We want to hold this for about a minute. Okay? The second stretch, obviously we do that on both sides. The second stretch I like to do, I call it a figure 4 stretch. It's for some muscles that are underneath your butt muscle. You're going to take this, both legs up. You're going to take one leg and cross it over the front of the other. So I've got my right ankle on my left knee. I'm going to reach into my left thigh. I can drop my left foot now, and I'm going to gently pull in. And you'll feel that stretch deep in the hip muscle underneath your big rear end muscle. And you're going to gently stretch this. I always caution people, don't do this one too aggressively, because you don't want to irritate the muscle. You just want to gently stretch it. And maybe 30 seconds to a minute hold on this. And then, of course, we'll always do the other side. Even if only one side hurts, you want to do both sides. So those are my two stretches that I always give individuals when they have low back pain. As I said, I see a lot of people with tight hamstrings and they have low back pain. And that's because we get a little bit of an imbalance in how the pelvis sits on the spine when the backs of our muscles, the backs of our legs are a little tight. So those are my two stretches. Now let's move into the postures or the exercises. These are for the back muscles and for the butt muscles. In order to have a healthy back, we need strong rear end muscles. So the first one is called the bridge. If you've ever had physical therapy before or gone to the doctor for back pain, you've probably done this. Are you still doing it? If your back pains come back, maybe you should start doing it again. So here's your bridge. You're going to lie on your back. You're going to have your feet about hip width apart. You're going to push your heels into the ground and lift up and hold.
Now I see a lot of people really go into a big back arch with this one, and I don't like to see that. I like to see whatever normal curve you have in your low back when you're standing around. That's the curve I want to see here in this bridge. So I like to suggest that my clients, rather than concentrating on lifting the hips, that you concentrate on pushing the heels into the ground, activating these hamstring muscles, the back of the thigh muscles, as well as the rear end muscles. And then your low back muscles are also firing to keep you elevated. Start with a 30-second hold and see if you can work up to where you can actually do this for 2 minutes. It won't happen in a few days, but over a few weeks or months, you could get to a point where you could hold this for a couple of minutes. Okay, so that's your bridge.
The last exercise I'll show you on this video is the bird dog. Some people, physical therapists, call it the quadruped. What we do here is we start in an all fours position, and I'm going to take one leg back. I'm going to squeeze that rear end muscle right here, and I'm going to take my arm forward, and I'm going to hold, okay? I'm going to look straight down. I'm looking at you, but you're going to look straight down. And you're going to hold this, probably starting at 10, 20, 30 seconds, and working up to where you could hold that for a minute or maybe even 2 minutes. That's back endurance. So stretching out through your hamstrings, stretching through your hips, and getting the back muscles and the hip muscles strong should help your low back pain. I'll be back with video 2 in a couple of days, and I'll show you some exercises to do for the front and the sides to once again shore up that spine and keep your core good and solid and strong and endurant. If you are not a fan of the Life Sport Fitness page, go ahead and click like at the bottom of this video, because that will make sure that when I do my second video, you get it in your stream so you can watch the second installment of my Coach Becky's low back videos, okay? Have a great day and thanks for watching.